Good morning, guys. This is the 14th day of Shamanic Initiation training, and this is the third day of the part of the training of the silent retreat. And I'm actually quite enjoying the time we get just to be with ourselves, to talk with our master plant. I'm dieting the Noya Rao tree, which is the tree of light. Yesterday, I had so much energy coursing through my body. I asked the shaman, Don Miguel, about it, and he said that that was the energy of the Noya Rao tree just vibrating intensely in my body. And I know he said that he was going to cut my dose. And instead of 2 big full cups, maybe just cut it down to half a cup, since a connection is already established and we just want to maintain that connection. So yesterday was interesting in that Don Miguel gave us a very long lecture, a few hours at least, on the different types of shamanic practitioners or curanderos. Let me look at my notes. Let's see. He talked about the Marayas, who were these great, powerful shamans who could transform into animals, and they served the light. And then there were the Yobas, who are sorcerers who didn't serve the light. And then there are the Onas, who are good shamans, but they are just beginning. I guess they're like beginner to intermediate level shamans, if I remember that correctly. Actually, he just introduced the Onayas, and he's going to tell us more about the Onayas today. So I'll give an update on that if that comes my way. But I want to talk about an interesting thing that happened. So during the last ceremony, ceremony number 5, I was laying down. I had just taken the cup, drank the cup, waiting for the medicine to work. And all of a sudden, boom, something hits my eye, something cold and something pretty large. It felt like it was this big. And I was like, oh no, what is that? An insect? I thought it might have been a moth, or it might have been a grasshopper. I'm not sure. So then I take my flashlight and I start looking around. And it's not there, you know. And then the next day, I realized that my eye, instead of having this one fold here, it had an extra fold, and my eyelid started feeling heavy. So then I was feeling a little bit worried, and I told the facilitator, and she said, it doesn't look that bad. Let's just keep an eye on it. So I started just playing around with it, pulling the fold, trying to make it back to normal. And eventually it went away, and I was relieved. I was like, okay, there's nothing wrong with my eye. But later on, specifically yesterday during the shamanic initiation talk about shamanism, my energy became very low. It became very heavy, and the fold came back, and I was like, oh, is this related to energy levels? And I was worried about it. So then I went to the bathroom, tried to wash it out with water, and it kind of looked like this. It was a little bit sleepy and heavy. So then I was worried, but again, it was strange. Eventually it went away by the end of the lecture. So then I went to Don Miguel and I told him about this condition. And he said to use one of the natural remedies they were growing in their jungle garden. And that remedy, I believe it's called Shaso Maso. Hold on, let me look that up. I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's called Sharo with an R. Shaso Maso. So it's this plant, green bush with little flowers on it, and the leaves are kind of spiky, but they're very fragrant. And the other day, Maestro already showed us how to take those leaves and prepare them as a remedy for any eye treatments that we needed. So I went with the facilitator, Christina. We took some leaves. We only chose the green ones. We filled up this bowl right here. And then I washed them in the sink. I removed any soil and debris because I don't want that getting into my eye. And then I added regular filtered drinking water, right? Just something clean like that. Added that in there, and then I took the leaves and I started rolling them up into a ball in my hand. And I started doing that. I started just massaging them, crushing them up until all of them became a tiny ball and all the juice came out. You know, I washed that. Or I didn't wash it, I crushed that. And eventually, it looked like this. It turned from green to this dark brown. So the suggestion was to use this at night and then in the morning. I don't know if you could see that. I'm trying to get a good angle with the camera. So I just need to take the leaves and then drop the drops in my eye. And at first it stings, it burns. It's kind of like Sananga. I don't know if you've ever had Sananga before, but it's a very strong remedy for the eyes, very strong medicine for the eyes. And I did that last night and I did that this morning, and my eye actually feels a lot better. It feels a lot clearer. And so I just bring that up because it's amazing. Super thankful. I mean, there are all these amazing jungle remedies, natural wild remedies that in the Western world we've ignored. Personally, after having that experience, I kind of want to start growing this if I ever get a garden. I live in the city, so I don't really have a garden, but if I ever get a chance to grow a garden, this is one of those plants that I definitely want to grow. So I'm thankful for this plant and the spirit of this plant, and it really helped my eye. And plus the shaman suggested that I massage my eye 10 minutes a day, just the eyelid, close it and just go like this, you know, get the blood flowing, which makes sense. I think if you get the blood flowing to anything, it helps clean it, or it helps clear the energy, and it helps with healing for that part of the body. So I just wanted to share that story. I thought it was amazing. All the natural cures and remedies they have here at Aya Healing Center, specifically in their jungle garden. Just awesome. All right, I'll see you later. Hey guys, right here with another update. So one of the more interesting things that we recently did was build our own shakapa. And I love the sound of this instrument. It really puts me in the flow, to play other instruments, puts me in the flow to sing. And even at the beginning of the retreat, I had asked if we could make our own shakapas. So yesterday, we were supposed to go into the jungle and find the shakapa bush, and that is where the name comes from. And funny enough, I actually never put that together. I thought they just called it a shakapa because I thought the verb shakapad, I think it means to rattle, you know. I'll look that up, and then I'll correct myself if I'm wrong later. Anyways, we were supposed to go into the jungle, but the lecture with Don Miguel, the master shaman, the maestro, went long, so we weren't able to do it. But his son and some of the other parts of his team went out and got the leaves for us, and what we need to do was arrange them, you know, how we liked. This is the shakapa, you know, and the facilitator Christina mentioned that if you wanted to clean the leaves, we could. So this morning I just spent time in front of my tambo. You know, I got a bucket of water, I got a few paper towels. I dismantled this thing, I took it apart, you know, and I cleaned each of the leaves just nicely, just taking out the more grainy and big parts of dirt. And here it is. Looks really nice, I think. Okay. And I think at some point I'll play a song. You know, I actually have to stop the camera for now because a song came to me yesterday, and you know how these channeled songs go. Sometimes they're just hard to remember. So I'm gonna go listen to the recording of me channeling that song, and then I will get back to you.
If you like this video, please consider giving it a like or subscribing to the channel.